Hello. Today I want to talk about DACA. Now, as you know, DACA has been in the news. We have to do something about DACA. These people who came here illegally to our country many years ago, big problem. We've got to solve it. Somehow we've got to get these people amnesty. Well, I'm here to tell you that we've already granted amnesty to the DACA recipients, and let me tell you why. Imagine that you come home from a trip and you find someone squatting in your home. He's been using your services. He's been eating your food. Well, you wouldn't be too happy, right? Now, by all rights, you could have this person arrested for trespassing, for theft, maybe breaking and entering, a whole host of things. But let's say you decide not to do that. Let's say you feel compassion for the person. Maybe because he's a teenager or someone in his early 20s, and maybe because his father was the one who broke down your door and told him to go in and make himself at home. So you just say, you know what, I'm not going to press charges. The guy just has to go back to where he came from. That's it. Have a nice life, go home. Now imagine that some activist came to you and said, that's uncompassionate. Why? You have to let this person live with you. You have to grant him amnesty. He has to be able to enjoy your home in perpetuity. Wouldn't you be a little upset? Wouldn't you be taken aback? Wouldn't you say quite passionately that you already granted amnesty because you're not charging that person with a crime? You're just letting him get off? Isn't that what you would say? Well, that is exactly analogous to what we're seeing today. Okay, these DACA recipients have already gotten amnesty. They've been enjoying our country for a very long time, using services here, schools, hospitals, what have you, a whole host of other things. They've been living off the fat of the land. They've gotten amnesty because we're not going to throw them in jail for having come in here illegally and having done that. We're simply, those of us who are sane, saying they've got to go back to where they came from, to their native countries. That is not a punishment going back to your native country. And understand something. These DACA recipients are not what the media portray them to be. They range in age from high school age to in their 30s, so many of them are middle-aged. 24% of them, I understand, are illiterate. A higher percentage than that don't speak English. These people have very low levels in general of educational attainment. They are overrepresented in crime statistics. So it's not as if all of them are the best and brightest and are better than Americans across the board, which is what the left-wingers in the media would have you believe. That's simply not true. So the fact of the matter is that we should be sending these folks back where they came from. But why is there this obsession with immigration, in even illegal migration, and granting one amnesty after another? And by the way, we've had about, I think this is the number, 7 amnesties so far over the last few decades. Basically, every one was attended by a promise to secure the border, and it never happened. Never happened. We are like Lucy here holding the football, and Charlie Brown keeps on trying to kick it, not realizing that it's going to be pulled away at the last minute, even though it's happened over and over and over again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. What about when people have fooled you 7 times? When are we going to say to these statists, to these left-wingers, listen, we're not dealing on amnesties anymore. The wall has to be built across the border. That border has to be secured, and illegals need to go home. That's the way it needs to be done. But let me tell you something. I'll finish with this. The reason why left-wingers, Democrats, have a love affair with immigration is not because they love immigrants or immigration in principle. It's because they love electoral domination. And they know that 70 to 90% of 85% of our new immigrants, because 85% hail from the third world, will vote Democrat upon being naturalized. And probably 90% of these DACA folks would vote Democrat upon being naturalized. So we really do need DACA. We need DACA. But you know what DACA we need? We need definite action against communist arrivals. Go home.